Okay, we back, baby. Two-wheel T strikes again. Same old, insert generic intro here. This time, as you've seen the title, we're here for 7 things I hate about my BMW S1000RR. Some of them are kind of big issues, some of them are kind of nitpicky things. I tried to find 7 since my last video was 7 things I loved. So, yeah, we'll see. Some of these things, like I said, are important. Some of them really aren't, if I'm being honest. So yeah, we'll start it off. I got my little cheat sheet here, so I'm really not good at this stuff. Too many things to remember. But the first thing that I don't like about this bike is BMW Parts. BMW, German, European shit, man. They really made it so a lot of the stuff that you work on this bike, you have to have genuine certified BMW parts, or you have to have a certain BMW screws or BMW screwdrivers, or just random stuff where you have to have authentic BMW stuff or you can't work on it. The guys in my race shop absolutely hate working on my bike because it's just, they don't understand it. It's just so out there. And dang, this traffic's gonna suck. Yeah, so the parts are really not that good. When you gotta get something done and only BMW can work on it, it really kind of sucks, to be honest. So that's the first thing that I don't like, is how they have to use their genuine BMW parts for so much stuff. Next thing that I don't really like, kind of bugged me more than others, but obviously y'all see how I drive my bike. I ride the hell out of this bike. But I've had so many little, it feels like cheap parts. The bike that this BMW is amazing. The engine, the transmission, the variable valve timing, the suspension, the electronics. There's so many things about this bike that are just amazing, but then I swear they just cheaped out on random stuff. Like, I've had my foot peg, I've had 3 problems with my shifter where it just vibrates off while I'm riding. Literally just falls off and it's hanging, and I gotta pull over on the side of the road in 5th gear, holding in the clutch, and then turn the bike off and fix it. Like, I've had so much stuff just vibrate loose off of this stuff. It feels like they went all out for this bike, but they like ran out of money in certain places, so they just had to fill in the gaps with cheap plastic and cheap wearing out items, which really kind of sucks because you shouldn't have stuff vibrating off of your 25 grand bike, you know what I mean? That really does suck. It's very annoying. I mean, if you ride your bike hard, if you don't ride your bike like I do, it's probably not a problem at all. But I've had so many little things just vibrate off of here. It's really annoying, to be honest. So number 2 would be the kind of cheap parts that they use in some aspects. That's what I really don't like. Number 3 is kind of related to the last video about the warranty. I said it's a gift and a curse. I definitely put warranty on for number 3 because I don't know if it's just in this, I'm gonna go for it. I think that's the guy I passed earlier. I don't know if it's just in this day and age, this whole COVID times and whatnot, but warranty takes forever. I had a fork seal leak, something that I could have fixed damn near myself in a couple hours, if not 15 minutes, you know what I mean? But it took 3 months to get a fork seal fixed. They have to like let it sit and then take pictures of it, then let it sit again, and then take pictures, then write up a report, then send it to the Germans, then wait for the Germans to respond, then they respond, and then they find out what they do, and then they gotta order parts. Oh, it comes from Germany. It's just a whole laundry list of stuff that really sucks. So warranty is great. You get a 3-year warranty, it covers a lot of stuff. I even have like full exhaust, a lot of stuff done on my bike, and they still warrantied it, which is great. But the warranty wait times is miserable, especially like fork seal stuff was like $800 for the stuff that I had to do for like one little part. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to pay the $800, but it still sucked waiting 3 months for a fork seal. That's it. Not to mention other things that I've had to wait 3 months for. Really sucks. So I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. Next is kind of like an iffy thing. It may matter more to others than to me, But they say this bike has no character. I kind of get why they say it. It does everything so effortlessly that it feels like it's nothing there. It feels like a robot. It doesn't feel like, I always have the analogy of like when you get a Ducati and you have to tame a Ducati because it's so wild and tries to buck around all the time. That's its character, you know? That's how the bike is. But this thing, it feels like there's no character. It just does everything perfect all the time, which I love, because that's when you get to explore your own skill and see what you've got, because the bike's got everything. So that's when you find out what do you got. So I like it, and it's not boring. Some people say the no character and boring thing kind of go hand in hand, but to me it's not boring. If you drive it and have fun with it, then you have fun with it. It does everything you want. It's great. But some people say it has no character, and some people say it's boring. And yes, I guess I can see that. If you don't drive like I do, and you drive the speed limit, and you're respectful everywhere you go, you know, or I don't know if I said that right, but if you always drive the speed limit, and you're always respectful, blah, 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 you know, then yeah, it could be boring. If you drive the speed limit everywhere, then hell yeah, this thing's gonna be boring. Aw, shit. I'm screwed here. So, no character / boring, they say. I don't really agree, but I can see where it comes from. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, that's that. Next, it might just be me nitpicking, but the next thing that I mean, it's another gift and a curse. I love these carbon fiber wheels, but they're risky. They're so risky. I mean, there's some roads in Colorado, like I'm on ice. Oh my goodness, so much traffic. I know that was pretty illegal, I'm sorry. So yeah, there's a couple roads in Colorado here that are real bad. They got potholes on the highway in the most random places, and it's not a friendly place if you got Gen 1 carbon fiber wheels, you know? And when those things are, I mean, they're not cheap. One wheel through BMW is like $3,000. I busted a front carbon wheel actually on this road like a mile up. We might see just where it was. But yeah, I busted one, just the front rim, reached out to BMW. It was $2,800. That's just ridiculous. For one rim through BMW, $2,800. That's just obscene. The cheapest I found was a used one on eBay, and that was 2,200 bucks. So I digress. What I'm really trying to say here is the carbon fiber wheels are dope, but I don't know how well they are made, because I've heard a lot of people have had problems with their Gen 1 RRs cracking rims. So that kind of sucks. Nice Aston Martin. Yeah, when you got crap roads like Colorado's I-70, then that's when it sucks. Get a semi in the left lane. You're not supposed to be in the left lane. I love this bike though, I really do. I know I'm currently making a video of things I don't like, but I love this bike. That was 130. No! My sticky note ripped. It's trying to rip again. The next, the next point that I wanted to say that I'm not the biggest fan of, I guess, well, I'm a fan of it, but some people aren't, is the looks. I got the M package version, the M livery, whatever, the M Sport, I think it is. It's not the M1000RR, obviously, but it's S1000RR M package version. So it comes with a different livery and carbon wheels and lithium batteries, stuff like that. But sometimes it kind of looks a little cheap. I can see it. I love the look of it, but it does kind of look like cheaply made plastics. It doesn't look like artwork like a Ducati or anything like that. It just kind of looks a little cheap sometimes. I love the looks, like I said, but I could see what people are saying. I'll see if I can maybe insert a good picture. You can see what I mean of the cheap kind of quality looks that it sometimes has. But that's what other people have said, you know. That's one thing that, oh shit, I was gonna go left. That's one thing I can see, but I don't really care about it too much. I still think the bike looks great. The last thing that I don't like about this bike, number 7, is it's its first generation. I'm not really a fan of buying a first gen bike because that's when they test everything out and they find out what works and what doesn't. Like, this bike had a couple recalls for dang, I know one of them was for the brakes. The Hayes calipers they were leaky calipers. They went away from Brembo for this generation and they were leaky calipers, but I don't remember what else it was. There was 2 recalls that I remember, but nonetheless, it's just when you get a first generation of a bike, they go all out for a lot of things, but they haven't thought everything through, so little finicky stuff will happen, like vibrating loose stuff. I'm sure that's first gen issues. So that's kind of the last thing I don't really like about this bike, is they have all the little defects and stuff that you, the customer, get to figure out for BMW because they don't really know. And so that's kind of the last thing that I'm not really a fan. I'm not really a fan of, to be honest. It just sucks being a fact finder for BMW and telling them what works and what doesn't. Next time, just buy the 2nd year or the 3rd year where they fix a lot of stuff. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I gotta change this up a bit. We're just gonna add on to number 7 here and say the last thing that I hate about this bike, which is a massive, major thing, I don't know how I almost forgot this, is that miserable flat spot. On these bikes, stock, there is a massive flat spot from 4,000 RPMs to 9,000 RPMs, which is arguably everything that you're in on the road. Like, I guess technically I'm under it now, but that's because I got no power. You know, if I'm really cruising, I'm usually in 4 to 8 or 4 to 9, and it's just miserable. You got no power. My R6 is literally faster. And it's dangerous. Like, when I didn't know about it, I was leaned over in a turn, steady throttle, and the RPMs were steadily going up. It hit 9 grand and the thing took off when I didn't expect it. That shit was terrifying. So that's the last thing. I mean, I got a Bren tune. I flashed that right out. Didn't want to deal with it anymore. I'm not in gear here. So that's probably the last thing. That's the main big issue of this bike, because they went all out for this new gen for variable valve timing, get power everywhere, and then they just kind of ruined it with the emissions and whatnot. So that's the last big thing I don't like about this bike. But overall, I truly love this bike. I absolutely love everything about this bike. How it is, how it handles, what it is as a bike, what it can bring out of you. I love this bike, but I had to go over a few things that I'm not quite a fan of. Like, look, vibrating loose stuff. That's why I've got these bolts on here, because the other OEM ones vibrated out. Now it's happening again. That kind of stuff. Little stuff like that kind of bugs you, but all in all, I love the bike. It's been great to me. It is a great, well-made bike. And yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go in this dispensary. Damn, dude. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Please consider liking and commenting if you have any questions. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff. And please subscribe if you want any more of this kind of content. And that's it for me. I'm gonna go buy some drugs. All right. Peace.